how strong was Black Friday for the e-commerce players?
Well, we actually seen a massive increase. So we've seen over 120% up on Black Friday. I think that a lot of it has to do with, of course, the pandemic, and we've seen a shift in the kind of products that were bought. So food was much higher, but also everything that can help you, exercise at home went dramatically up. We think a lot of it has to do with it.
Your website allows your company allows many small businesses to create websites, use different tools, to market their products to consumers. What does that tell you so far about how businesses are using your website to build new websites, how they're responding to the pandemic?
Well, what we've seen is that there was, of course, a massive shift in a way that people worked during the pandemic and actually did the life habits. For example, my parents, which are 74 years old, are now doing everything with e-commerce, something that they never did before. And we saw that businesses, right, have taken the other side of that and moving a lot of what they do online. So anything from doing yoga classes online, which I'm sure you're familiar with, of course, to restaurants, moving so much more to deliveries. So this is something that we've seen during the pandemic, and that during the pandemic, the demand was really high and still is high. The other side of it is that we've seen that a lot of businesses started to realize that a huge part of their brand is actually how they are being presented online. And this is something that I think took a long time for businesses to understand. We're seeing that people are spending a lot more making sure the website looks great, works great, right, and represents their products or their vision or their mission. And from things we can meter and measure, we can say that doing that actually help you, not just in conversion on the short term, so more visitors will end up buying, but also on how many people will come back and buy again. The other thing that we're seeing is that a lot of small businesses are struggling when it comes to understanding how to do proper marketing, and doing online marketing, of course, is always tricky. It's always changing, and there are tools today. We have one, and there are other that do using artificial intelligence to automate marketing.
Yeah.
So we have one. I think this is an amazing thing that small businesses should try.
And you're not really alone in this fight. I mean, when you talk about e-commerce, we tend to fixate on Amazon. On that note, how do you view Amazon, Avishai? Is it a partner or simply a competitor?
Well, we don't really compete with Amazon, right? Because I think that so a lot more as a partner, and even more than that, it's an amazing channel for some of the businesses we have. So some of our customers, like, they want their website so they can talk about the product and present everything they have. They can create everything that you need to manage your business, but they do a lot of their sales on Amazon. For some other businesses, right, it's not really the best solution. But for those that it is, I think it's a great tool, and people should be using that. If your margins are high enough and your product is either is diversified enough that you can actually be noticed on Amazon without paying massively on marketing, then yes, you should use that.
Any signs? I was just going to follow up by asking if any signs that small businesses that use your website will cut back on spending if they don't receive a stimulus check by January.
I actually think it's the other way around. I think that if we look at we have a very global view as we are operating in 190 countries. So we saw that the more that people are pressed to achieving themselves, they actually tend to be spending more and work harder in order to make the business, more viable and as a source of income. But I think that without a doubt, right, the stimulus check is super important to maintain the economy, and America tends to always work hard, so maybe it will have a smaller effect.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.